Oh man, we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. Jeez. I listen. We've got a powerful show. This is one of those shows we call in the Kemetic classes. You know how we're gonna do. Yeah. Again, for those of you guys that are in from America, over here in the UK, it's actually Black History Month, and we're going in with black related, I say black related topics, but we've been going in with black related topics over at Speakers Corner. So if you haven't checked out the playlist, please go over and check out the Speakers Corner playlist, and you're going to see all of your, your greats from Speakers Corner from the past, episodes or past debates. You can go and see those, as well as the ones that we've been doing recently throughout the end of September and October. So yeah, family tree. You already know, I haven't actually promoted this show, so please, if you can, yeah, hit up the like button. Let everybody know right now that we're live on Titanstv. All right, just so share it up, and hit the like button, and let everybody know. Yeah, Imhotep, Uncle what I Jed. Sorry, Chase. Okay, so today, all right, we're going to continue what we have been doing, which has been the whole Book of the Dead series. Let's see, can I bring it up? Let's see if I can bring it up to you guys. Bear with me. Let me present my screen so you guys can see it. And let's go Titanstv. Boom. We are live right now. So it's the Judgment scene, Medu breakdown of the Book of the Dead. As I was saying, you can go back and check out our, the Speakers Corner videos. And as well, since you're here as well, please go and check out the Talk with the Titans discussions that we've been having, as well as the recent Speakers Corner stuff. We've been doing something called Our Corner, where good brothers such as Shakara, Raven, Dawood is even here, Musa is even here as well, being going in and breaking down some topics relating to black issues. Okay. And salute to my good brother, the medicine man like Gabs, who touched down recently actually at Speakers Corner. Los Angeles is in the building. Jeez. Okay. So do you know what? Yeah, what I haven't done, yeah, and this is my bad, right? I haven't actually done the promotion for the show tonight. So what I would love for you guys to do, yeah, if you can, family tree, yeah, make sure you just let everybody know that we're live right now on Titanstv. We're about to go in. It's a class session, right? It's a class session that's going in. I'm actually going to share the link as well, because I know most of you guys would like to jump in and have some conversations and ask some questions as well. So please keep your questions and comments flowing in the comment section. But yeah, let me actually jump into what we're going into today. So let's see if I can share my screen, present, share screen, and where are we? Windows. There we go. I don't know how clear that is for you guys. Let me see if I can get it a bit bigger. Minimize it a little bit. Let me know, family tree. Is it coming across clearly to you guys? Yeah, I think it is. I'm just going back. So this is the judgment scene from the Book of the Dead. This is actually what we're going to go through today. My objective actually is to go through this with you. This is called chapter 30 in the Book of the Dead. It's called chapter 30, Book of the Dead. In here, it has two plates actually that's been stitched together. I've actually stitched them together myself, and this is from the British Museum, the Papyrus of Ani. You'll find the first section. Let me see if I can kind of show you. This first section over here is plate 3 of the Ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. And this one over here is plate 4 of the Egyptian Book of the Dead. But obviously, in this original form, it's just one complete papyrus itself. Funny story, actually. Well, not funny, but, interesting fact. Most of these how can I put it? They classify them as spells or formulas, right? Most of these verses or chapters within inside of the Book of the Dead, or the Pertem Heru, which is his original name, actually were separate. Was actually separate, and they were glued together or pasted together or sealed together on the papyruses. So that's a little interesting fact. So technically speaking, certain scenes are just one scene itself, and another one has been attached towards it. So that's what we're going to be going through today. We're going to go through the the judgment scene of the ancient Egyptian Book of Dead. This is the papyrus of Ani itself. Let's see. I'm thinking, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? No, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I've actually got it here. So, anyways, we got a four-part scene right here for you. It's the entry scene. I'll go into it. This is just going to be the intro of what we're doing. It's a four-part scene of the entry, the judgment, the council, the recorder, and the executioner. And then the second plate is a three-part scene of you've got Horus or Hor or Harum, and the Ach, which is Ani, and the Ach, Ani again, offering with offerings, and then Asar with the four sons of Horus, and as well with, I believe, a Set is there, and Nebthet is there also. Okay. And then we're going to go into the mythos, and then we're going to discuss the rewards and the requirement for the reward itself. So we're going to begin. And I'm actually going to ask you guys, because I've been being very, very generous here, and I've been sharing a lot of my PDFs with people. So if you guys would like to get a PDF, of the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, let me know. We've actually got it right here. Let me just share my screen. Actually, let me not share my screen. We've got the English version of the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, but let's just go into the actual Medu itself, which is here. So over here, as I said before, if we look at it, although the most stunning aspect of this is actually the judgment scene right here, but it starts off in all actuality right here with the papyrus's owner, which is Ani or Anui, and his wife over here, Tutu. As you can see, she's a chantress. She's got her musical instrument in her hand. So they're entering into the Hall of Judgment. And then, of course, there is the judgment scene that's taking place right over here with Anubis or Anubu weighing the heart of Ani on the feather of Ma'at. And then the next part of the scene is actually the council itself, which is over here. And the next part is this bit over here, which is Jehuti with the devourer Amut or Amit. Okay, this is the four parts that make up the whole judgment scene itself. It's a very, very interesting scene. Family tree, let me know if you're actually in here with me. Let me just see. Jeez, man, like Reggie. Jeez, oh my God, the saber is here, All right, okay. So yeah, let me continue though. So let me continue. So SC, I see that you would like the PDF. I will get that actually over to you somehow. I will find a way to get it over to you. I believe there is an email. Or holler at me either on Facebook or on Instagram, or just simply email me, and I'll get it over to you. Okay. So let's go into this now. So over here, we've got, as I said before, we've got Anui going into the judgment scene itself. Okay. Now, funny enough, this scene here takes place roughly, during the mummification period itself, where the heart is weighed on the scales of judgment, where there is a judgment that's taking place, where the one can actually enter into, can be interred. Can they actually get mummified? Can they actually be buried inside of a tomb? Can they actually reach the realm of Asar itself? They needed to be judged. Now, over here, I was going to actually read the whole of the scene, but I remember doing this before with Jonathan. Yeah, it took so long to go through these things, right? But let me see if I can actually do a quick breakdown of these things real quickly with you guys, and then we can get to the fun stuff. Okay. So over here, we're going to just do a quick reading through of the words. We can see here, this hopefully is big enough. All right. So right here, we've got the word Jedu, and then we've got the word here An, and then we've got the word here Asar, and let's keep on going. Sesh, Anui. Okay. So right over here, it basically says it's letting us know that this is where we start, because obviously it's in the red rubric writing, to kind of draw us our attention to say this is kind of where you start, you know, like this is a new thought pattern. This is where you start. And it basically says here, words spoken by Asar, the scribe Anui. All right, all of the deceased individuals, you know, kind of wanted to participate and be identified as an Asar. And this goes back to the actual mythos, the mythos of Asar being killed by his brother Set or Sutuk. And after that, there was a whole tribunal, there was a court proceedings as well. And this is kind of emulating or mimicking the whole court proceedings that took place, and having Horus or Har actually get him justified itself. So this is just, you know, the whole mythology being reenacted. Although there is a subtle change within inside of the mythology that took place roughly around the 1200 12 to 1500 BC, 19th dynasty, there was a change. But we're not going to go into too much detail with that because I don't want to take up too much time. So, anyways, it says here, words spoken by Asad, the scribe Ani. He says, okay, sorry, let me actually read this. Sorry, right over here. Jaduf.
Can you blow it up a little bit bigger?
Okay, let's see if I
Okay.
can. Let me know. Is that good enough?
Yes, that's great.
There we go. So again,
Can I add some points before you even begin this?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the Persian of Anui is in the 18th dynasty, but let's say late 18th dynasty. The so at this particular point, the Persian Meroes went through several iterations. Anui is a scribe, and so um, he's rewarded. He has enough money to afford a papyrus, a complete papyrus. Um, Prior to him, the first in the 18th dynasty. So this is after Queen Hatshepsut. Queen Hatshepsut did not have a Pert Imheru. Okay, so through all the kings, rulers, we get to Hatshepsut. She had a coffin text. So the period before the Persian rules were coffin taxes. And so the next generation was now to have the deceased have kind of a map, right, um, in their hand. And usually these maps or these Persian rules were at the foot of the coffins. So that's where where the feet is. There would be a compartment, and then there it would be there. Um, One of the first earlier Persian was by Maya Hepri. Maya Hepri was a Nubian that was in the nursery, and that was the way that the ancient Egypt would, when they wanted to have treaties, they would bring in royals from other groups of people, and they would put them in a nursery. So it's basically um, you give up your son, we train your son, so there'd be diplomacy. So Mayor Hepri is one of the earliest of these things. So my important point is that the Persian Meru is really New Kingdom Egyptian. It's not Middle Kingdom. There were no Persian Herus. It's not Old Kingdom, right? No Persian Herus. In the Old Kingdom, you have Winners, uh, where the funerary material would go for the king, and then the royal families, and then the administrators, they would like to have writings in their tombs. Okay, so I'll stop there. I think I know where you are in this. And so, or are you trying to read the transliterations, or are you trying to, or you, or are you just trying to talk about the mythos? Uh,
Yes. So we're going to go into a few of these things. We're going to go into the mythos. We're going to go into just a brief overview of the actual scenes themselves, what's taking place, as well as a little bit of the metadata.
Okay. So I want to start with where you actually where you started, where it says jetted, right? Uh, uh, Jetted on Osir. And when you see Osir right there, anytime you, okay, so you see the man on the beard. That's what you're actually seeing. You're seeing like the man on the beard. It's kind of like a on top of the eye. The is the seer, right? That whenever time that you see that, you're not talking about Osir the netter. You're talking about the deceased. That's part of the mythos. So the mythos is that everyone uh, becomes an Osir after their life during this process, right? And so they become an Asir, and so that seated, you can go down. You're right there, but you can put your cursor over the meta nature above the eye here, right there. Okay, so anytime that you see this, this is just a helpful hint. Anytime that you see this, they're not talking about Osir, they're talking about a man. And so the next column, you see Sesh, right? It could be Za, but it's Sesh in this case, but it could be Za. Za is also meaning writer, but we know it as Sesh. And it says he's the scribe, and then we see, of course, his name. His name starts with the uniliteral A, N, and then the three dots to make it plural. Nui, right? So then we have a Nui, and then underneath that we have determinatives for his name, for his personal name, which is Nui with the two eyes, which is basically um, that makes the new E, and then we have the man. So now we know that we're talking about a human being. So the scribe Anui, that's his name, and there you go. All right, I'll stop there. Where do you want to go here? Where
All
do you
right,
want to go?
perfect. Perfect, perfect. Just to let you guys know, brother Essie, your PDF of the Book of the Dead has been sent over to you. It's the Raymond Faulkner's version. Chris Withers, I just wanted to welcome you as well.
Peace, peace.
Peace, King. Did you want to add anything or ask any questions?
No, brother Reggie summed up the first two columns. Yep.
All right, perfect. Okay,
Peace,
so
Chris.
let's keep it going. So over here, another red rubric writing, letting you know these are words to be spoken. Also, over here it says Jadov. Uh, let me just keep on reading quickly. Let's go. Ab-E and Mut. And right here, it's got the sign for Sepsen. So I'll just read what it says here, and then you can add in anything afterwards. It says here, he says, or spoken, he says, yes, my heart of my, sorry, let me just do it so you can see it. So right here, it is heart with the determinative, meaning to let you know that it's speaking about definitely the heart. And this is saying my heart of my mother. And then over here it says sepsen, which basically means to say it twice. So my heart of my mother, my heart of my mother. And over here, again, this is another word of saying heart or the forepart of your being. So hati. And over here again, it's letting you know with the determinative. It's speaking of heart, and again, it's my heart of my mother. Sorry, my heart, and then it says over here of Peperu, which means transformations coming to being, or my forms.
Okay, so
Okay,
we can stop right there.
go ahead.
So there's a lot of concepts that's happening. Okay, so as he introduces himself, he is this is matrilineal. He is related. His heart is his mother's heart, right? How the ancient Egyptians knew that the heart was formed during the early phases of the fetus, right? But his heart is his mother's heart. And he says the spell twice. My mother twice. That's this sin. And and then he says my heart coming into being. So now his heart is coming into being. So they're talking about something that this is a deep understanding of science, of observation, of looking at fetuses, early fetuses. So the ancient Egyptians, through observations of animals and even humans when they were at different stages, like not abortions, but when they had miscarriages, they were able to see uh, they was able to see things. Say a woman had a miscarriage, and they would be able to look at for earth. They kept records of early formations of human beings. I'm hoping this helps.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, let me continue then. Let's see. We've got here, which is an M. In this incident, sorry, this has various different meanings, right? The M. But let me just keep on reading anyway. Let me just read and then we can go straight back into it. Okay, so my heart of my transformations, right here, do not stand in opposition to me or
So
against me.
right. So M. So there's the word M,
Mhm.
um, which in this case, this M is acting as a negative,
Yes.
right? Not. And then you see the word aha. And aha is fighting, not resisting. So aha usually in this terms means fighting, but as we translate it means not fighting. Well, in English we would say not resisting to me. So my heart is not going to lie against me, right? My heart. Now in um, the during the mummification process, the sa process, the caress, and all of that, they leave the heart inside the body. So the heart is not putting in those canopic jars. They're not. They are left in the body, but the liver and the stomach and all those type of things are out because they would they how can I say there would be a problem? What you ate, right? All those things would carry things about you that would, in this examination, in their thinking of their philosophy, would be problematic. Like, I ate pork, or I did do something. All of this would be embedded in your intestines, in your stomach, in your liver, your spleen, and all that stuff. And so they don't want that. They just want purely your heart, not the things that you might have done, but they want the purest thing. What does your heart say about you? So my heart is not going to give any resistance to me, right? Because those other things would resist because they're like, oh, you ate this, you did this, you did that. So in their thinking, the heart is the mind. So in the ancient Egyptians didn't do too much with the brain, right? For whatever reason, they were more important with what you call a heart mind, which is the ib. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So where are
Just
we? Go ahead.
yeah, just want to add is one thing here. After that negation, the word aha here, even though aha does mean to fight, but this aha kind of really means more so to rise up against or to rise. The other aha that Brother Reggie's talking about, they normally have it with a shield, right, with a fighting shield. But in this case here, if you look at it, you see that that's the mast of a ship right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this, I mean, even though fight against would be appropriate too, but just to be literal here for a second, right? The word aha here means to rise up, to stand up, against me.
That's correct. However, there's a phonetic component too. So
Yeah.
they're using aha, and like aha can have different meanings. It's like fill, and fill. Which fill are you talking about, right?
Right. No,
So
I agree with
Chris,
Brother Reggie. I'm just saying, but
no,
sometimes, you
Chris
know,
is
when they
correct.
have aha, they have the shield. You'll see the shield
Right,
with the arm behind it sometimes. But in this case, if you look, that's the mast. That's
right.
like the mast of a ship. Yeah. But the semantic meaning is still
Yes, you're
fight
correct.
against me, rise up against me. Yeah, it's still the same. It's still the same.
Right. But we have to do that. We have to go through these thinkings when we are actually trying to understand the meta nature. So you're
Yeah.
100% correct that in this particular case, um, okay. So to help me out with this, Chris, right? So, so in this case, you're saying that okay, there's the M for not, the
Right.
negation, and then it's the my heart will not stand, right? As you say, against me,
Rise up. Yeah.
rise up, or right. But it's in the same form of aha, which is resistance,
Yep.
phonetically. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So as we continue, because we didn't actually finish it. So okay. So do not stand up against me. And over here, it's being used as a preposition instead of a negation. And it says over here. So as a witness, as a witness, or in judgment, or don't stand up against me, as a witness or in judgment.
Okay. Well, what are you saying is which glyph are you saying is resistance?
No, not resistance. Witness.
I mean witness. What
Yeah.
glyph are you saying is witness?
Right here. All of this meta.
Okay.
So right here.
So okay. So okay. Uh, well, that the problem is that that form is really like judgment, really right? My judgment, right? The prior to that is resistance. The resistance is the stand, will not stand um, on me, right? In judgment. So that word right there is met. That's where we see meter, right there. So you see the penis, the T and the R, meter, and then you see the determinative, and that all that makes judgment. Okay.
Okay. Are we happy? Okay. All right. Let's move on as well. So again, M, Chesef, uh, R, E.
Erdi. They
Yep.
say sometimes erdi, just right? And I don't know why they put Um, they okay. So erdi means to give, and so sometimes you see it with the hand, right, by itself. Sometimes you see it with a hand with a comb. This is kind of a abnormal meta nature where they shortened it, and
No,
they
no,
yes.
no. This one isn't. This isn't
Yeah.
the D one. This is
Right.
All right. So do not Chesef,
Fight to something.
Right.
to go against. I think it's to go against me.
Or fight. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, to fight, to
Mhm.
to go against me, to go against. Sorry, or to respond or to fight towards me
Yeah.
in the judgments. What's this word?
Judgment.
What does this word here mean again? Like an
Judgment.
on judgment, yeah,
Mhm.
judgments. But then you've got this word here, which is
No, that's all part of the word. That's all part of the same word.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If you look up judgment, you'll see that's part of the determinative that go along.
Yeah, it's still part of the determinative,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It's until you get to the man. So a rule is that I found out is that you continue you continue until they're all parsing glyphs, even though you forgot you left out the RD again, right? So maybe
No,
so
he said it. He
yeah,
said it is against me.
all right. So show
Yeah,
show them that, right?
yeah.
So is that how do you construct this as RD?
No, not D, just
R E.
E.
Right.
Right, E. Okay,
That's
so
Yeah.
if you look at a lot of translations, and you're gonna see them do what I did was say, well, this is a form of D, which is the hand with the glyphs. But go ahead, um, go ahead.
Okay. So basically, let's see actually. So do not resist me, do not go against me in judgment or against the judges,
in front of the judges. Yeah,
in front of the judges, yeah,
before the judges. Yep.
before the judges. There we go. All right. And then let's actually go as well over to, let me see if I can get the Faulkner up. So to make sure that we're saying the right things as well. Let's quickly go there, present screen, stop screen. Let's present over here quickly. So share screen. And over here is the Faulkner. And we've read this bit here. Oh, my heart, which I had from my mother. Oh, my heart, which I had from my mother. Oh, my heart of my different ages. Do not stand up as a witness against me. Do not be opposed to me in the tribunal. Okay. And that's where so far we've got up to, right?
Right. That's the word
And
judge
then
at. Yeah.
Judgement right there. So I would have, it says tribunal. Okay. Do not be hostile to me in the presence of the keeper of the balance, for you are my car, which was in my body, the protector who made my members hail. Go forth to the happy place where to we speed. Do not make my name stink to the entourage who make men. Do not tell lies about me in the presence of the God. It is indeed well that you should hear. So that's that. But let's actually go straight back into the Meta. So we know what it says. But let's go back into the meta itself and read from there. So let's go. Where is it? Window. Oh, sugar. It's gone missing. Sorry, give me a second. Family Tree, if you're here right now, yeah, and you haven't hit the like button, what are you guys doing? Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Hurry up. Yeah. Really and truly, everybody should be dropping some super chats right now because nowhere else, okay, on the internet that I'm aware of, you're going to have Kemetic brothers breaking down the hieroglyphs live and direct for you guys to see, right? One of the most famous books of the dead, the Papyrus of Annie, that's found in the British Museum. Okay, let's go. So, let's see. Right here, we have right here again. So M, Arit, Re or Re. I would have read that as Kauk Re E.
Show it to me again.
So
So
let me.
there's irid, right?
Yeah. So
And
there's M, there's Erit, and then I would have read that there as a Re or a
rec,
Ra,
rec,
Re.
rec, something
Okay.
like rec, ek,
And
rec.
then Ek, and then Re E as well. That's how I would have done that itself. But I'm gonna see what you guys have. Let me see what you guys have, and then I'll tell you what I have. Let's go. Come on.
So read that part again after the rec, right? So
Okay.
you have rec, and then you
So
have
we have
a
okay.
rec,
So we
irid,
have right
irid, rec,
here.
right? And
So
then
we
you
have M Arit Rec, and
ek,
then you've got Ook
ek,
Right.
or
Rick
Ek
Heck.
here.
Mhm.
ek.
Hmm.
And that's another form of ek. That's the problem with yeah, that's another. Normally we see like the dish with the handle on it. that is the dish of the handle, but that's more like a kind of a cursive version of it, right?
That's it.
And so people, that would be we something. If you're not familiar, you would say do things like net or something like that. You think it's a penis or something like that, but that is a particular form of the ek written that way. So that requires a familiarity with the period of writing, and that know that this is Medu nature, but it's also kind of cursive. And so there's sometimes problems, okay, with getting it right. Okay, go ahead. And,
All
and then
right.
you said, but what did you say? Read it from that point.
So we got M. So do not arate, to act, rec, rec,
Yeah.
uh, and then re e, and it's always against me, isn't it?
Okay.
Or to me. That would I would have here. So, um, all right. Do not act. I believe I've just checked up this word over here. Is to defy. So basically, you should not. Let me read it like this. So you should not defy me or act against me. That's how I've translated that. This
Okay, well,
right
you
here.
started with well, reading it from what it says, this it just simply says not irrit, wreck, not make, wreck, right? Wreck, now here's the thing is now we are kind of not breaking a rule, but we're asking now, are some determinatives actually read, spoken? So when you say e, you are actually now uh, it's not a determinative, but you are pronouncing that word. So that e is actually not a determinative. It's actually a separate word.
Yeah, this one here is a
Yeah.
pronoun. Is a pronoun, right?
Right,
Um,
first person singular
yes,
pronoun.
right. But how can I say it's just people who read the Medu Nature. You sometimes you have to kind of transliterate, then you have to go back for a kind of a proper transliteration just to make sure in your translation you know enough about the possibilities. Okay.
Okay. Um,
Okay. My question is, how would you know? How would you know it's not a determinative?
this one.
Yeah. E. How do you know that that is not a determinative? It's based on your knowledge that you've been able to accurately separate the parse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can just go purely grammar wise. You have a verb and then you have a suffix pronoun. So after that, you're not doing what it has to be an object. So that RE is acting as like what you're not doing against me. So you have if you follow the VSO or or just the VS, if you follow that grammar format, it actually will let you know if it's pretty much it'll let you know if it's a determinative or not.
You're 100% right. And what it is again, you have to know some grammar rules.
Right.
Right?
That's it.
You gotta be familiar
Yep.
with it. So in that case, this is preposition plus preposition, air plus substantive or a noun in this case. So
Right.
you have not, right? Infinitive, irret, not acting. And then you have rec ek,
Yes.
right? Yep, rec ek. So you have a verb there, you have a subject. Well, not act what? Not act against who? Not act against me.
Hmm.
You're absolutely correct. So what Chris is doing accurately is he knows grammar, right?
That's right.
He knows the grammar rules, and that's really invisible, so that he can state what is a what is a preposition and a pronoun, And some of that you learn. That's the funny thing is you learn English actually through the methodology, right?
Yep, you said
Yeah, 100%. Because I know I didn't learn that in school.
No, I learned how to speak English. I didn't know there was
Yeah.
preposition and pronoun, but now, uh, but I did take rules. I did learn English rules, but I didn't know I was knowing it. I was testing on that, but now I'm applying it. That's the beautiful thing about the first written language, that English is English, Greek, Latin, all of this is a derivative of these grammar rules, and we will find that's the beauty of the metanature. It's the grammar rules.
100. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Back into it. Okay. So, do not go against me. Mba, in the presence. Ari. What's this word? Meschent? No, mesket. Machet.
Yeah.
Machet?
Yes, you have Erie, the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scale. Yeah, Mesket. You're right. Yeah, Mesket, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
Machet. Yeah, something like that. let me go and check on the Vigus. How do we say scales again?
Yes,
Let me let you know.
Mescanet or something like that.
Not cat or something like that. Not cat.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't do this every day, and I haven't done. I don't do metanature. I'm not. I don't do metanature grammar all the time, and so and vocabulary. But you can look up scales.
Yeah, it's machat. Okay, let's go back into this. Okay, okay. Where am I?
You're at net. You're at net. NT net ek.
See, I always read this as antuk. Yeah.
Yeah, Intuk or Intek.
Antuk.
Why do you? Why do you read it as? Why do you read it like that?
That is a good question. Why do I read it as that? I don't have a reason why. I don't have a substantial reason to tell you why I put an A in front of the N. But this right here means you, right?
Yep.
So you could say
pronoun you.
Yeah, but I say antuk. I don't know why. I can't give you a good
explanation. Ek is usually you, right? And this you, your, stuff like that, and then net. So it's basically you are, what you know, if you.
But I read this as one word. So the NTK is one word, meaning you.
You are.
Just you. Just okay. I mean, I guess you can use it as you are, but yeah, in this case here though, it's like it is your.
Okay, so let's say it's you. So let's go to the next word and we'll see why.
Yeah, but yeah, you could definitely read it as you are though. I can see how we're gonna read it as you are right now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So right here we've got the symbol ka, and over here again
E. Okay,
and
so now that's the problem. So you ka. So if we read it in English, it says you ka my. You ka my, right?
Me. Mm-hmm.
So instead of you or my ka. So that's why. Yes.
Well, yeah, but the next word "imi" is like it is my ka, or it is the ka which is in imi, that which is in.
But if it was just you without you are, right, or you art, right? So read it with just the you. It doesn't make sense. You, my ka.
Yeah, no. I'm saying though, for sometimes you can translate it as it is your, because this is a certain kind of construction where you kind of say it is your, or it is my ka. It's kind of saying the same thing. Remember, you can do possessions with independent pronouns.
Right, but it's two words. My problem is net took. would not be one word. So, it would be net ek or net uk, or right. It's two words there.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but there's a way you can do possession with independent pronouns.
Okay.
There's a construction you can use to make possession for independent pronouns.
Okay.
Right. Yep. So it is. So he said it right. So it is my car. It is your car.
Yeah.
Because car can also have a determinative with a man, right?
Mm-hmm. So I would read this here as you are my car, within or inside or in, khat and my, so my body. So you are my spirit or my car that is within my body.
And then that cot is interesting because we see that cot in different ways. In this period, we see it as kind of like that symbol of, I don't know, of some intestine or intestine or something. Later in Egyptian, you will see it as a fish, and that's right. I don't know, Chris. Have you seen that?
The word hot, yeah, it's the curved fish, Reggie. The fish that kind of curves like that.
Yeah. So I got messed up because I was trying to read something from Nubian at the later period, the 26th, 27th dynasty. No, later than that, Al-Sparta, which is a Nubian, and they was using Thebe and Medu Necher. And then all of a sudden, I saw that fish, and I couldn't. I was like, "What the hell?" I couldn't do it, and then I had to open up a book and then do it. So, one good thing is that we really have to know the period in which we're reading. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Let's see, where are we now? All right. What's this one? Okay.
Canoe, like that's a form. That's a cursive version of like you would see canoe.
So would you say the M belongs to this, or is the M separate?
I would say that it's part it's
Yeah, it's part of it.
yes, yeah. Thank you.
So the phonetic complement.
So we would look up vocabulary, and we would look for the canoe, and we would look for that thing as kind of like a determinative or a complement, right?
Yeah. On second thought, yeah, chenem, but it might not. Looking at the next word after it, sawaj. This is a causative, it's a verb. So yeah, no, it's not. It's probably a preposition in this case. It may be well, we'll see. We'll see it at the next.
All right. Can you define for the audience what a preposition is? Because you're using these words that we're supposed to know, right? What the hell is a preposition? Right.
Well, in short, prepositions are linking words. They're typically adverbial, which means that they're attached to either verbal phrases, adverbial phrases. They're used to link together.
Right. So they link the sentences together in a particular way, and so we have to know what prepositions, what particular ways they link the sentence.
Right.
Right. And that is something that you would have to know. You need a chart to say what are prepositions. So you need a list of prepositions, and then when you get to prepositions in ancient Egyptian, then you have to see how they work with different examples. I'm just trying to help the rest because I hear some people in the who read the meta they use prepositions like it's like ice cream.
Right.
Right.
Everything, right? Everything's a preposition. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my boy Chris.
Nope. Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that too. Sorry, Kalam. Sorry.
Yeah. That's cool. Let's see. Let's continue. All right. So Hanum what's this word? Suja?
Where? No. Sim. I think it's.
Yeah, Suwaja.
Suja.
You said. Wait, hold up. Wait. Okay. Do it for me again. Su. Yes. Su. Okay, that's the Uber. So that's Su. So
Right.
that's S, the causative S, and then that's U, right?
Yep.
Su. And the problem is that I quickly made a mistake because I didn't calculate what bird it was. So that's in this text, when you see something like this, then you say, okay, once you determine it, then what they're going to do is repeat that style. So here, that is not an owl, right? Which I made a mistake in. It's not an ock. It's their version in this text of the u bird, right?
Mhm.
But the problem is this Uber has a long beak, right? This it has a long beak, like right. But if you're gonna see it in another place where it doesn't have a long beak, and so you have to kind of like get to know someone's handwriting, the scribe's handwriting. Okay,
Yeah.
am I
So I
wrong?
think so. This one is the U bird, and this
Yeah.
one down here is the A bird.
The A bird. Yep.
Yeah.
The Alif.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know Hanem means to unite. What does the word Suja mean, or Sujao?
Okay, but so then you missed another one. So you missed it. You're adding a T in it,
No, he can put a T in it.
right? Well, okay. So SU,
Yeah,
right?
SU here.
And then there's a what's that? What's that long thing?
It's
Ja.
the Uja sound, like right here, like this symbol here.
No,
Is this
okay.
symbol here, but it's
So
very
it's a
small
T.
and condensed.
It's
Yeah, they
a,
squeezed it in there.
right.
Yeah, it's
So
a
what is it? It's a
J.
T.
It's a
Huh?
DJ sound. It's
Okay.
the let me, what's it called now?
Yeah. You
Making me
can,
work.
Yeah, it's U28, Gardner code U28.
There you go.
Ja.
U28.
yeah. So that's pronounced, and so once you
Yeah.
identify it, like you actually did based on his handwriting, you said he used it before, and it's got to be this one over here to the
Yeah.
right. Okay. So go ahead.
Yeah. So Soja, what does that mean? So this one here means to unite. Let me see, where are we?
I know sometimes it can mean to make healthy. Sometimes I don't know if that's the case here, but sometimes it can mean to make healthy, to calm, to be safe, something like that.
In this case, because I'm actually looking at another trans. I look at two things. I use in this case I could use Budge. I could use Faulkner, and I could use I could use Budge or Faulkner. So I think this version is to strengthen, having some relationship to like Uja, right? To help, health and prosperity, but this is to kind of strengthen.
Okay. And then finally we've got here the word at and u, atu, which is limbs,
Yep.
my limbs. So if to read it all in context, it says here, you are my spirit inside or within my body, or my flesh, uniting and strengthening
Where you
my
form
limbs.
it. Kanun is kind of to form. That's what Kanun does, to form, right? And then
or unite.
To form or to unite, like the body, right? Because form or unite, we could pick and choose, and then it's this other word. Now go back to that word that you're pronouncing, the at, right there. So at right there, that would be something that we would say at, and then we would look to see if there's a determinative. Here they have a determinative that we know is kind of like limbs. You see the determinatives, that piece of flesh sticking out, or that,
Yeah, it's a lump of flesh.
yeah, the flesh, the thing that's sticking out, the thing that looked like a rib piece right there, right? So at is a word that we can actually find in the dictionary.
Yeah.
You also may see a word arat, which means like arm or something like that. But it's the same thing though.
All right, cool. So we've read and then afterwards we can read it again. So where are we now? We're over here. So we've got per, no,
Enek, per enek.
enek, enek, and we've got re,
Enek
Er,
and then bu. Oh, that's it. That's the word bu nefer.
bu nefer.
Bu nefer. Boy, this one here is this. I can't really tell what this is.
Okay, so
So if you
that
could help me out.
yeah, so I guess that's something like
Can you enlarge it? Go on.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a quiver. It's a
Nefer.
it's a quiver of a arrow's quiver.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I know bu nefer is a place, but maybe it's a
Let me
determinative
let me
alluding
just
to a
check.
place.
I think it's hen, but let me just check another source. So
Let me put in hen in the Vigus. Give me a second.
Bu nefer.
Hen. We do whole words only and case sensitive. Let's go. Hen.
Yeah, I don't mean to slow things down, but another good way to do this, like in
Yeah.
the past, I've done this, is to have another pert in Heru, to kind of match and see, what the scribe was, what he was trying to write.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, off first glance, I don't know what that is. Bu nefer.
did you look it up as hen?
Hen.
Yeah, I'm looking it up as hen, but I don't know what hen means.
Okay, look up well, okay, so let's just put a question mark there, right? And you could continue.
Okay. 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 Henny.
Dictionary. I should put up my dictionary.
And then we've got and then we've got over here. I remember this one. So I wanted to know actually. We've got the word here, yeah. Is this word serech or secher?
Secher.
Let me just make sure I've got it. Because I've been looking for this word, right? In the dictionary, and I can't find it.
So H, capital H, R, secher.
Mhm.
I know sometimes the word secher can mean to plan or to, let me see here. Secher.
Yeah. So this thing, the problem with it is there's a determinative there at the end, which is to fish,
Yeah.
right? So it's a causative word, right? To make what? And then there's that fish. So in this case, it is probably to make stink.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's to stink or to smell, right? But
Yeah.
I've tried to find this exact word inside of the dictionary, and I've had no, I can't find that word. So I'm just putting it out there that I can't find the word. I know it means to make stink or to smell, but I just can't find the word within the dictionary.
Okay, so let me
Let me
just
check
see.
that.
Not Vigus. Yeah, let me look at Vigus. Let me look at. Go ahead. I'm just looking at Vigus. Just to see. Vigus dictionary.
And while you do that, I'm gonna look at another papyrus real quick, the same scene, to see what glyph they use there. While you're doing that.
So we know that. So let's just quickly, because we're almost reaching the end, right? So do not cause my name, right here, Ren E. My name to smell. And then Shentiu M. Okay, so do not make my name to smell in front of the courtiers, in front of the tribunal, in front of the. How would you say that word, Shentiu?
I wouldn't say it. I would just read it. But
Shanit. Shanit. Yep, Shanit.
Yep.
Yeah, why? Because you have the linen cloth, right? And then you have the N, and then you have the T, right?
Well, you got to go to the relief next. The reliefs, then
Right,
back up.
right, and then the man, correct. So I found it in the Vigus. So it's Kenes, right? S, and then the placenta in this version, and then N, and then the S, the shoe, and then the fish, and it means to make stink. So it's a variation. It's a variation of somebody is doing hieratic at the same time they're doing meta. So it's a scribe that seems to know hieratic also. And so that funny symbol right there is really the N37 glyph, and it's probably the N37 glyph in hieratic. So this person, he's doing two things. He's writing in the proper hieroglyphics cursively, but he seems to be adding some possibly some hieratic shorthand.
Okay. All right. And let me speed through this. And over
Hey,
here
Kalam,
again.
real quick. I'm sorry about this real quick. Yeah, so the brother Reggie, so what he says, he's correct. I looked at Hunnefer's papyrus, the same scene. And if you look at what that scribe was using, he had used exactly the N37 glyph, where that little, right, we have Secher, and you have that, that's a variation of N37. Yeah.
So, sorry, you said the Secher is a variation of N37, yeah?
No. The determinative, go down to the little square thing with it go up.
Up this thing that looked like a table, yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Right. That is not, for some people in the audience, that is not the Min glyph, right? That's a variation of N37. Yeah. The scribe who wrote Hunnefer's papyrus, his hand, I think, is probably a little bit better, in my opinion. Then Annie is good, but Hunnefer's papyrus is real. It's crisp.
Yeah.
Really crisp.
It's a sweet one.
Yeah, he has a good hand.
Yeah, he has a good hand, and he's not doing variations. So here you're actually, if you're not looking at, there's variations that could jam you up, right?
All right. Okay, so over here, let's just quickly get through it.
No, you said Ren?
Yep. So we done Ren here.
Ren is what?
Ren is right here with a
What does Ren mean?
Name or identity.
Right. So it doesn't make my name stink. Right?
Yep. On point.
You don't want his name stinking, right? Okay.
Okay. Yep. All right. And then over here. Okay. So yeah. All right. So don't make my name stink towards or before the Shentiu, which is the entourage or the courtiers themselves. And over here it says, do not speak Jed Gur. Do not speak lies.
Okay.
Do not speak lies.
Let me just two things. Okay, so you have to. So where you getting the lies from?
Kemetic.
Kemetic, right here.
Yep. Kemetic.
Right. Okay. So thank you.
All right. So do not speak lies. Against me. Yep. Two before in or at the deity.
Or I think that's the word guess, like at the side. You know how that word guess just means the side. The half blunt.
Yes.
I mean, what you said works too, yeah. But I think that's the.
Where are you at? I'm sorry. Right there. You're where the nectar is?
Yeah.
Okay, so What you say? What you saying? Because there's something like, let me see, me. There's the on the bottom of the man, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
So what are we gonna do with that?
So that one is again towards
Or with respect to. Yep.
or in respect
Er,
to. Yep.
And
Mhm.
And
then we
then
have
this is
yeah. Is that connected to that m?
Yeah,
um
yeah.
con-
There's a combination of noun plus prepositions, a compound prepositions, where you have the preposition plus a noun. In this case, it would be guess, to guess.
Okay. So, but they're
Yep.
connected or not?
They are connected. They're called compound prepositions.
Right. Wonderful. And so,
Yep.
you got a good one here. Chris Wizards. He's a grammar dude. Brother Reggie
you
can
um,
read.
lo-
I
uh,
find grammar like English. I don't do it like that. But my question was, we got to be careful because you see the just hanging out there by itself, and then we see the M right there, and then we have to ask, what do we do with that? But go ahead.
What M, Reggie? What M are you talking about?
Say what?
What M are you talking about? Which
The
M?
one where he's got highlighted.
Yeah, that's guess for side, or
Uh,
along the side of, or next to, something like that.
right, but okay, so
Along the side or next to the beautiful God.
okay,
And guess Nefer.
guess, can somebody pull that up on the TLS? You say what? Aside? What?
Guess.
GS.
It can also mean side or
Okay, so yeah, okay,
alongside
so
of.
so you're saying it's so I could be confused by saying it's like you said, like the other M, like that we've seen before, but this is
Right.
guess. So
Yeah,
this
because
is
it has
the
the
smaller
logographic
one,
stroke there as well.
right?
yeah.
So this is the
So
smaller one. So
this is a good call. This is perfect.
correct.
So in the presence of the deity or the beautiful deity, you're saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. In
Yep.
the presence of the beautiful deity, and then we or WY, how good
Well, there's a Sejum there. There's a
Sejem,
Such an
there's,
yeah. So Sejem, listen to hear. So how good it is for you to listen, basically.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah,
how
because
good is it?
Nefer we would give you the how good or how beautiful. Yeah, how good it is
Mhm.
to listen. Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's that right there. So we have practically read that. And this is just that section itself. How long has that taken us? God damn. And this is what you call proper study hour. We've gone through it all for this section.
Well, we
Let's
missed.
just.
Wait, go back. So we missed some things. So go back. It's
Mhm,
there, but it's not there. And so now, no, go to the right. Yeah, stay right
mhm,
there. All right. Okay. No. Okay. So now there's some things happening. There's some things happening within the vignette part where we see Annie is a ba, and then we see Annie is a ba. Go right there, and then there's some metanetra on the side.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rinnet.
Say it again.
Rinnet is the name. That's one of the name of the two goddesses right there.
Right.
So you got Ren, Nut,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And kind
another
of
Et,
scratchy down there,
Renutet,
something like
Renutet
that.
with the feminine divinity right here. And then you've got the second deity, which is Meschenent, Meschenet,
Mescanet.
right here,
Mescanet.
and the
Something like
beer
that.
right
Mescanet.
there.
So that's important because okay, so now all right, so
And
Renintet,
then
we know
over
that
here,
name very well, Renintet, because that's the name that Polite named his daughter, Renintet. And then we
yeah,
have Mescanet. And so if you wanted to see that name Renintet, now you know where it is in the glyphs. And then you're going correctly to another place where there's a goddess on that looks like a sphinx, right? You see her right there,
mhm,
right? She's important to this whole thing in this vignette, right? Forgot what her name is, but what does the glib say? Ooh,
No, I think this one here, Mescanet,
Yeah,
is
masculine.
also this character here, right? This is it seems as though it's the birthing brick on
Yes,
top of a shrine,
right.
and
So
then this
that's
Shay over here is related to him.
right. Okay,
Mhm.
so you identify mescanet at the as part of the judgment scene, right? But there's no
Mhm.
glibs there. So
Mhm.
you're going out of the text and you're using your knowledge, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Because her name is there, mescanet, right?
Yeah.
And you can see the determinative, which kind of like helps us in a sense.
Hmm.
Mescanet, that bottom.
Ooh. Or do you know what it also could be, right?
What?
Because I'm also using, again, usually have the busts for women, um, especially in like household religion or household stuff. You usually have like the bust of a woman. I don't know how to explain it, which is an ancestor that's passed. So this could also be that. But I've also seen this is mentioned as a birthing brick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think you're right with the birthing brick. Uh, these people are. I mean, this is 4,000 years old. Man, it's so great to have a papyrus like this and to see. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, so now we have some things going on right to the right side of the
Hmm.
vignette, right? Having nothing to do directly with the outer text, but we do have the weighing, which we found that word maquette or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is
Machet.
my right.
Yeah.
My I have a New York, Virginia accent, so excuse my
Nah,
pronunciation.
that's cool. That's cool.
But we
We
have people talking to each other, and so when you're reading the meta nature, there's a conversation going on between Mescanet, right? Mescanet and Inpu, right? So next to Inpu, Inpu is getting ready to talk. So let's see what Inpu says.
okay.
Go, blow that up.
All
Inpu
right, let's
talking.
go to Ampu talking right here.
Yeah, he's
Done it
talking.
too
Oh,
much. So right here, he
yeah,
says, "Ooh, what's going on?"
yeah.
One
He
sec.
says Jet, like Jet Medu,
Jed.
I think,
Yep.
right?
Jed.
And
I
then
think it says Jed An. I think it might say Jed An here or Jed Medu An.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It's
and then
very small to see, but
that's
yep.
fine.
Jed
Jet
Medu An.
Medu, and then he says
Imi.
his heart,
This one here, yeah.
yeah,
It's
his heart.
actually no, it's not actually his heart.
What is it?
It's within the place of embalming.
Okay, okay. So okay, let me see. Blow it up again.
Right. That's not the
Heart.
heart. That's the wet
Okay, that's the
glyph.
way. Okay,
Yeah.
Wet.
in the place of embalming,
Emi wet.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, Emi wet, right? Okay. And you're gonna get the Emi. Yeah, you're gonna give me Emi wet, and then you're gonna get up on top of it Ema. Go on top of it. Go down.
Give me a sec. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, Ema, and
It's very hard to see though. I won't lie. Oops.
Yeah, it looks like MM. Um, if
okay.
it is MM, that's kind of like a way of negating sometimes too. MM. No, not negating. It's an imperative. I think it means to more like give or permit to happen or something like that. MM.
So,
Yep.
so we're spoken in the place of embalming. Um,
And then
Ema
right here, Haruk, and then
in
which
front
is
of
Hon.
and it looks like a pa. I might be wrong. I can't see it.
Yeah, that's Pa. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. This in the place of embalming. Ema. Is that a her? No. What did you say?
Her ek.
Her ek.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Hmm.
in front of this, and then it's I thought it was a form of a weighing, but
I think it's Wajah
Yep.
Wajah or
Yep.
something like that. Wajah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right? Words spoken in front of the. I'm just collecting the words. Words spoken in front of the place of embalming, Ema in front, and then in front of this. What is that symbol now? What is that? What do you want to make that? Right there, you
Like
said
your weight,
Yes.
to weigh in weight.
weighing in front of the
Gotcha.
weighing. Who's
Mhm.
calling me? Morpheus is calling me in front of the weighing. I can't see that. And then you have that maquette again, and then you have that same concept of standing.
Standing was to station it. So place your weight, um place the weight upon this scale to station it basically.
Wait. So okay, so but he's also holding the plum,
Hmm.
right? So I don't want to leave that out, because that may be related to the vignette itself. That he's actually doing the calculations,
Hmm.
right?
So I think, yeah, so he's trying to steady the weight right now.
Yes. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
hopefully he's steadying it into our favor or into Annie's favor,
Yeah.
making this plumb line go more over to the right hand side to make the heart weigh more. Sorry, make the feather weigh more, and the
Or
heart get the.
I don't know. I don't know if we always get that right. Does it? Can they just balance the heart and the feather? We like to
Mhm.
kind of do the pseudo judo, but I was never sure if one is heavier than the other. But if you can make them plumb, the heart and ma'at, because that feather is ma'at, everybody.
Mhm.
Right. And then that heart would have to be your conscience or your mind or something like that. We know that a
Yeah.
heart is definitely heavier than a feather. So
But as you can
yes.
see here, right, the plum is a weight, right? It's a counterbalance.
Yes.
Hmm.
So the counterbalance is on the lighter side, technically making the lighter side more heavier.
Heavier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
All
So
right.
Impu is helping him out.
Kalam,
Basically.
Kalam, in the last column, blow that last column up. That word, I can't see it. Is it
Impu,
aha,
Impu is playing with the weight, helping him out, huh?
aha
Yeah.
s something? Aha
Yeah.
aha
And
s
then you got the U here, and then you got the S at the bottom.
aha us. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
sometimes, so we have this thing, Chris, and I don't know. We have this real super pseudo called Commission, and he says the meta nature is not deciphered, right? And hieratic is the first, is the real meta nature, and not the.
Mm.
And so we have pseudos loving, fancy talk. I mean, we've had our brother Asar Imhotep on. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you
Hmm.
seen Asar Imhotep? That that cattle don't mean black cattle. There ain't no black cattle. It don't necessarily mean black cattle or black calf.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've seen some of that. Yeah.
yeah, you
Hmm.
and yeah, you see me fight through it. And listen, I'm 58 years old, man. I don't, and I'm like, you're fighting through something, reading a word, but not, and saying etymology, but you're not putting it in context of the sentence. So what we did here today is that we put these words in context. And how I know it's deciphered is because Chris, like, Kalam, and Reggie can agree and disagree on those words and source it. So it's consistent. It's scientific. It's mathematical, right? That we can all come to an agreement based on a method, and the pseudos, they don't have a method. They just have claims. And so Kalam, he was trying to give Kalam a hard time, and Kalam was like, "I don't deal with people like you."
Yeah. I don't think I could deal with it either. Yeah, I would lose patience with that real quick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't deal with, like, you can't. Uh, it falls short when you're entering academia, college, universities, professors, exams. All your pseudo stuff is not allowed in that door, right? Like the trash is not gum in a courtroom. No, is not allowed. Video in the courtroom is not allowed. Stand outside the institutions. Stand outside. But that's my. So I'm not going to be here too much longer. Where you want to go from here? And
I,
I was hoping
yeah.
you had asked me to come on one day to, and I'm glad Chris was here because Chris's grammar is better than mine.
Mhm. See, I'm glad that we're doing this, right? Because it's not, how can I put it? We rarely get to use our reading skills or get to sharpen our reading skills of the hieroglyphs. Well, for me, let me speak on my behalf anyway. I rarely get to actually sharpen it. So I love these types of sessions here,
Oh
these
yeah.
Kemetic
Oh yeah.
classes, because, you know, as
Yeah.
we say, still sharpens still. And there's not too many of us within inside of the community that actually does read, you know, the hieroglyphs and the literature and know the grammar, etc. So it's like, this for me, I'm in heaven right now because I don't know everything.
Okay.
And
So in that
I've
same
been,
vignette, that we're talking about, it seems that Tahuti's speaking too. So there's
Mhm.
a lot of people having a lot of conversations. So now
Lot of
Tahuti,
conversations.
he want to speak. So we
Let's
got
get it.
Yep,
you see
the
what's
little
happening?
baboon sitting right there.
Huh? Say what?
I
Yeah,
said, yeah, the little baboon, he's sitting right there
yeah,
on
Yeah.
top of the scales.
right. But
So
he's gonna that baboon is also Tahuti, right?
mhm.
So that on the Vignette is the art, and then we get into Tahuti actually speaking. So it's the same thing. Jed Medu recitation of Jehudi now, right? And and now we have that word, I guess, weapon. What is that? Oh,
Yep. Wep,
weapon.
wep.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not so sure. What is it?
Yes, wep. I
Yeah,
believe it's wep.
weapon,
Yeah.
wep,
Opener,
Yep.
weapon,
wep knee. Yep,
Hmm.
the opener,
Pasejet,
the Neteru of the
Pasejet.
and then we have, is that At?
Yep.
Yep, yeah.
Great. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
At in, right? The great in. And then we have something Ma.
Oh, that's neti. That the
Netty.
bread
And
loaf
then
and the two strokes go with that in right there. Yeah,
So
that's neti.
you're saying Meti, and that so some people would say, well, how come not okay. So we have we have net on the bottom, right? Sorry, we have what do we have? We have ah, and then we have 10.
Yep,
no, no, no,
yeah,
no. At, isn't it at?
Yeah,
yep,
At
yeah.
the
I,
great Pasejet.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
the
I,
great
great
Pasejet.
Pasejet.
and then
And
you
then
say Meti.
NTY.
Yep,
Okay,
NTY.
neti.
okay, why? Okay, I know that you're right, but why? How do we know it's Meti and not Timmy? How do we know it's Meti and not Timmy?
Yeah, so this neti here, if you look at ayat, it has a feminine marker on it, right? And if you look at neti, neti is a relative adjective.
What the hell is
Neti.
a relative adjective? The great Chris. What the hell is that, man?
so so I mean, when I go into it long, so adjectives normally, descriptive adjectives normally modify, right, the thing before it. So this neti is called a relative marker. So essentially what it's saying is that it's these gods, those who are before, neti, or the
Okay.
ones which are before. The next word, if you look at it, is maba,
You
I
got to
think,
go
right?
back
Or
down.
kalam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
See, maba is right after neti. So those pasejet, those great nine who are before Wusir, or in the presence of
You said
Wusir.
those great nine or those great Neteru?
Well, okay, so I cheated. So
Oh,
so
you said, oh, you
pasejet.
said idiot. Okay, so you're doing Passad. So the word,
Yeah,
I mean, idiot. Wait, what is it? It's Passad,
in that.
Passad,
Okay, you
right?
got me like in that. I just know that's pasejet. I mean, if you
Passad.
translate it
Okay, so
literally,
that's what was missing. So that circle, I didn't translate, but that circle is Passad, right? So that
right?
means the nine. So that's where he got the great nine, right? And
Yeah,
because
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. To everything else. Yeah, pasejet.
yes,
Because I
so
I
the great
usually
nine. So we miss. So that's their version of Pasejet, then which means nine. Show it again. That circle.
and
top of
the
that root. Right there. Yeah, that's it right there.
Sejet
I
Neteru.
usually translate as paut. I don't
Right.
know.
So, and you're right, Paut normally, but that combination of glyphs, and I guess we can go into another time. That combination of glyphs is normally the Sejet. But you're right, though. Paut is the sun blocked out partially with the bread loaf. Yes, Paut.
Right.
And it means something like bread or divine food or something like that. Sejet, divine offering, something.
Right, the power like mano and stuff like that like that. But we could probably but then it's the Neteru there, right? Which serves as kind of like combines to it, and so we would end up with the 9, the great. So there's a greater 9, there's a great 9, and then there's a lower 9. People don't know that, but there's a greater and lower 9. Am I wrong?
I never heard of a lower 9. I know about the 9 that Jehute is the head of, but I don't know about a lower 9 though.
Okay, so
There,
you're
there
yes.
is like lesser.
Yes.
There is lesser 9s, yeah.
Yes.
And some of them don't even make up 9 as well.
And so, but see, this is the problem, is because when we go to the top, right? When we go to the top of the vignette, go higher, right?
Mhm.
So this helps us to tell us which. So sometimes we see different orientations of groupings of netters, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So in this case, they're talking. This is who they think is the greater 9.
The greater 9, yeah.
Right? And sometimes we will see another grouping, and it would be another version of the 9, which we would say the lesser 9.
Mhm.
If anybody is so sometimes we get confused. The 9 is always not the 9, but that little word right there, puat neter rule, right, tells us who we might be actually looking at. And so now we have the names of everybody who is there, right? And we have variations of their name. And so if you want, you could read that, but this is how we look at how can a meta with a vignette, because we combine the art with the letters, so we can have with the words, so we can have an idea, a greater understanding of who we are talking about.
Right. Yep.
So who are those people up on top?
Okay, so we can go up here quickly, and we have Heruachti, the great nature, who is within or inside his bark or his ship.
Right.
And then we've got Atum or Temu. We've got Shu over here.
Shoot.
We've got
That's how Jabari said. Shoot.
and then we've got Tefnut, who is the
Tefnut.
lady of the sky.
Yep.
Then we have
Geb.
Geb.
Geb. Nut.
And then we have Nut.
And they're being very descriptive. It's interesting. The female deities always have the snake in this thing. So we're saying the snake determinative to help us know that immediately it's a woman. All right.
Yeah, the goddess.
Yeah.
And she's also the lady of the sky. Although it says Lord here, but it's the lady of the sky.
Pet.
And then we have Aset, Os, and then we've got Nebhet.
And they're sitting together. They're sitting together. Nebhet is first. The funny thing is, Nebhet is first. She's sticking out more, and then you have Aset. But when you read it, it says Aset and Nebhet, so you're reading it from left to right. Go ahead.
And then we've got Heru, the great deity. And then we've got over here is Huther or Hathor,
the mistress of the west or
west.
The west.
Of the west.
Mistress of the west.
And then we've got Hu over here, and we've got Sia.
Sia.
So I would guess this one is Hu, and this one must be Sia, if we're looking at it like that. like this one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all generic. It's just a generic deity, and they're all holding the Wa'as element staff,
What's that? Yeah.
receiving a nice big offering over here.
Hey
It
guys,
must be. It
I'm gonna
must be
jump out and
nice.
jump back in because I have to get in the car. I'm gonna jump right back in.
I'm gonna jump out and jump out, but so Kalam, I was gonna beat up Sekou. I was gonna beat up Sekou, but I'm gonna probably do it tomorrow because I had some time to come on your show.
Hmm.
Your brother Shaka Ra. I got some issues with your brother Shaka Ra. Chris, where are you from? Where are you at?
Chris has just jumped out. He's gonna
Oh,
jump back in again in a
where's
little
he
while.
from? Where's he from?
I don't know. I think he's from like the US. I don't know. I
I
don't know.
think on Smash's show. I think.
Yeah, I've heard Smash talk about Chris a few times,
Yeah.
so it's good to see
Well,
him.
I'm from the U.S. and I'm supporting U.K. I don't get much support in the U.K. The pseudos get support in the U.K. Anybody talking about spirituality and and Marcus Garvey and stuff like that, they get a lot of support in the U.K. I don't get no support in the U.K. What's going on with that, Kalam?
Jeez,
Right?
I don't know. It's funny, because it looks like pseudos. People like the pseudo stuff, That's the worst thing about it. When it comes to like proper information and going in and breaking down stuff, yeah, nobody don't want to hear that. They like the drama, they like the stuff that sounds sexy, they like the esoteric information rather than factual
Yeah,
information.
I get like on your page. I think I only got a $5 donation, and
Hmm.
I'm like, I'll do it for the people, but because I want to do it for the people, but it's not really supportive. So tell me a little bit more about Medu in the UK, since you're actually like who are the players in the UK? You're the big player, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you my brother, man. Kalam, you my brother. Like I never say, man. I bang on a lot of people. I ain't gonna bang on my brother Kalam, right?
Mhm.
You're sharp, right? You're competent. You get things right. If you're wrong, and you're not that wrong often. I just don't do the esoterical thing with you, brother. I don't do that. I,
Mhm.
I, I will read this. I revere what they're thinking. Their information is profound, but I'm not swinging onks on this.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to spook out the people because I know Metanetia people, or not Metanetia people, but I know people who are Kemetic, but they couldn't get through the first line of any of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
but the people follow them, Clown.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's shocking to me. It's just mad shocking. As I said, they like the sexy, tantalizing information, the sensualized information, but the proper stuff where you have to put in the hard work and graft, they're not here for it. They want the microwave scholarship, and
Yeah,
that's the
and for
sad part.
somebody like Chris Wizards to accurately see based on a paper that I have to put on my glasses and sit close to
Hmm.
separate something like guess from M, right, ma, right, M.
Yep.
That takes and then to do grammar, and then when
Yep.
you ask Chris, why are you making that point? Most people would fake the funk.
Hmm.
He'll tell you what it is in English, the order of operations. Metanetia have order of operations, y'all, and he
Hmm.
knows the grammatical order of operations. And and even with someone like me who can read the Metanetia, no doubt, no doubt,
Hmm.
don't always get it right when it's fast, right? Because I don't do it no more. I refuse. You want to follow the fakes? Follow the fakes. Sorry for messing up your show, Kalam.
No, 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 no. Keep talking. Keep talking. This is real talks right
You
now.
want to you want to follow the fakes. People who come up here and start talking about words like Kemet and like I wanted to ask you, okay, Kemet with the people glyphs, A1 and
Hmm.
B1, right? I know for a fact, Kalam, that people don't know where that is.
Mm.
I know for a fact, good brother, but
Yeah.
but but we're gonna argue about it, and we don't even know where Kemet is with the people glyphs, and we don't understand that the Kemet with the people glyphs aligns grammatically with the Kemet with the cattle glyphs, the collective, right?
Mm-hmm.
The collective people. But I have tried to ask so many people when Diop is using the that Kemet with the people glyph, where is it? Because he only shows the word. He doesn't really say where it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where it is? I know where it is.
No, I don't know where it is, but I remember you showed it to us. I remember you
I
showed it to
showed you
us.
one.
Yeah.
I showed you one. I'm gonna ask Chris. What Chris is back on? Chris, where you from?
Originally from Chicago.
Okay. Well, I like your meta nature, your meta
Yeah,
necker.
originally from
I really
Chicago.
like it. Appreciate it. Uh, I was talking to Kalam about everybody talks about Kemet with the people glyphs, except for Sar. He never shows that in none of his work, right? I know where it lives. Do you know where it lives?
What lives?
The Kemet version with the people glyphs.
I know it only occurs one time. I forgot the name of the person. I've looked to this before, but that like I've seen is the one attestation.
You said it's one?
As far as I know, yeah, I did it in one place.
No, it's actually in three places. It's actually
Three places?
yeah, yeah. Only a few people know where, in fact, it is, but it's actually written in three places.
Like, I think I'm going in and out. I don't know if you can you hear me?
Yeah. You're sounding
Yeah.
better now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have all this argument about Kemet with the people glyphs, and then I was telling him about the construction of Kemet with the cattle is very similarly grammatic, and because the kings saw the people as the Netaho Awat, or the divine cattle, but people don't talk about that Kemet with the people glyphs and where it is. It's not in a lot of places, but I know where it is. And
So I heard you say that there are three locations. Well, yeah, I know about one for sure. But I don't know about the other two spots where it's found at.
okay, well, we have to talk offline in another. If you're doing some scholarly work or something like that, and you need it, uh, I could give it to you, but most people don't know where it is, right? And they talk a lot about it, and they kim it up to death. They got kim it to their toes. What Biggie Smalls says, "I'm coochie down to my socks." These niggas, these people kim it down. Yeah, they kim it down to their socks and don't know the glyph that they're fighting for. So I know that they're super pseudos. All right. So Kalam, in our advanced conversations,
Yep.
I have to. You deserve it, because you are you that dude. But I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't give it to a lame person at all, huh?
Yeah, I would love to see that, man. Yeah, I would love to see that. I don't know what all the fussing and fighting is. I mean, it's I just sit back, Reggie, and I kind of just look, and I hear a lot of stuff of what you're saying, that people are just kind of looking at stuff and not putting up primaries and reading from the primaries correctly, and
Yeah.
I don't want to get involved with it.
Yeah, I know, but what happens is, Chris, it's only a few people chosen, right? You could have did anything else in the world, but you learned the meta nature, right? Now we
Yeah.
have to fight for it because we have people making it esoterical.
Uh-oh.
And so when you make it esoterical, what you do is you destroy everything that's known so that you could be the teacher, right? And that
Hey,
is
Reggie, I never thought of it that way, but that actually makes sense, though. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you become
right.
the master of it.
So
You make it esoteric.
so either you don't have to become part of the fight. Who'd you learn meta nature from?
Riquetti Amen,
Who'd
and then
you learn meta nature from, Chris?
Riquetti Amen, and then I was in Ujala's class for a little while.
Whose class?
But my first My first teacher was Rakedi Amin. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rakedi Amin. And then I studied with Jawu, and I also studied with another Egyptologist, who I don't want to name.
Okay, so that's fine. So my class, I took Dr. Ricchetti's class introduction in 1985 when she wasn't Dr. Richetti. She was still in the PhD program,
Right.
85 or something. And then I turned introductory class, and then I left it alone, and then I came back. But she's my first teacher. I got taught with her live. Dr. Richetti, she taught us live. She's such a beautiful woman, right?
Yes.
She is so. But if you're incorrect, she says, no, you're incorrect. Do it over. Everybody don't accept this translation. It's wrong, right? Forget about what he said. Go back and do it again, right? Huh? So I watched her as a young woman without a PhD teaching the Medu nature to us. And she gave us all the words that we use, Hotep,
Yep.
Neteru, Ma'at, right? She gave us all of those words. And now you know what? They don't even, they don't give her honors. But let me see, what's his name, Jack? Yeah. They don't give her her honors. Let me see if I can pull up the translations. And let me just see. I can at least show you the verse if I can. Where is it? I don't see it.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely put you through it. That's how I got taught. Yeah, she put you through it, man. She would definitely put you through it, especially in the advanced classes.
Okay. Where is it? Okay.
Family tree. Let me know in the comment section if you've been liking the show so far. We're gonna continue definitely to have more shows like this. I want to do at least one class a week. One class a week on Kemet. So Kemetic classes. I'm labeling it. We can go through more of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or I want to go through some other topics as well pertaining to ancient Egypt and Kemet. So I'm going to figure out what we'll do next week. Unless you still want to go through the Book of the Dead, there is some very good scenes inside of the Book of the Dead that we can still go through. But I just feel as though it's going to be long and tiring to be going through it every single week because there's so much hieroglyphs to go through just for one plate itself. Yeah. So let me know in the comment section, family tree. Let me know. And brother Chris, please let me have when you're finished, when we come off air, let me have your email address as well, so I can invite you onto these shows.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. This is what I live for. I don't get into all the arguments with people, but when this kind of stuff come on, are we in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we can talk about the different nuances. And like Reggie said, we could disagree and agree, look at the primary, and then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And not just argue and argue and argue. That stuff just turns me off.
No, I gotta argue. I gotta argue with fakes that want to take a word, and don't want to use the context of the word. So they want to say that Egypt, this version of Kemet means, what do you say, dolphin fin or something like that. No,
but look, Reggie, look. What I like about what you do, and that what should be done more, and Kalam is doing it as well. Let's put up the primary and let's read it together and let's argue over it from the primary.
Approaching a railroad.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the primary. Yep. Let's look at the context, how the word's being used, and let's just stop, this book and this chart. Nah, man, what does it say right here? Column 4.
They won't do that because and I know who, and I know who really can't read the meta without saying the words, right? Without saying who has no meta skills, but they can read the hell out of a single glyph, right? And they can put that, they could take that glyph and put it to South Africa and put it to Calajan, and but if you ask them to read the passage from where it come from, right? And we're arguing about, does Kemet mean crocodile, crocodile skin or foot or any of the crazy things that I've heard. I want to see it in the context of the sentence.
Right. I was gonna say, Reggie, the word can be used that way, but we need to look at the actual text where they use it in that reference, though. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
I think that's how it should be done.
Yeah.
I agree, and so that's what I've been fighting. I'll be like, I'm laughing at everybody. You let this dude write all these books, and then you don't see the primaries, right? You don't see the primaries. So I'm laughing. I'm like you, but I fight. I fight. I can get a heart attack. I'm 58 years old. I fight pseudos. Wait, let me put up one of the texts of the let me just put it up. Where is
And
it?
then and family tree. Just to let you guys know, tomorrow at 10 p.m. We're going to be trial running a show at 10 p.m. with good brother Rap Raven. And we're going to be talking black related issues, and it's going to be a discussion panel show discussion. Okay, so please stay tuned to that. The conversation is black people inadequate. Are black people inadequate? And if we are inadequate, what are we going to be doing about it? How can we raise our social economic standing in the West? I believe. Okay, that's going to be basically the conversation that we're having tomorrow at 10 p.m. GMT. For those of you guys who are over here in the UK, I believe 10 p.m. is going to translate as 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now, is it 22:06 for you guys, Eastern Standard Time? Those who are in America.
Okay, I almost have it. Give me a few more seconds to give it to you because I want to show it to you at least, and maybe see. So Chris and Kalam, um, the problem with Cheikh Anta Diop when he did UNESCO, he could have won the debate really easy if he showed the full text, right? Huh? Do you understand what I'm saying? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I was waiting for Chris to say something. Um, yeah. He could have won the copy image. He could have he could have won the debate really easy, right? With Sonoran and the other one, if he in fact showed the full text of it. And for some reason, it's not. It's gonna come up in a second. I'm just trying to copy it because I don't want. I'm gonna hide my source. I'm hiding my source, y'all. Kalam, I'm hiding my source. Uh, it took. You know how long I had to go into the I had to go into the library at the Met to get it. And yeah, so give me a second before you end to see if I could my if I can bring it up. I have it. You know, it's the computer is doesn't want me to do it for y'all, but I'm gonna do it for you. So I'm gonna give it to you. Give me a second. I'm trying to copy and for some reason the where how I copy is not actually coming up. So stay tuned. You can talk about something else while I get this done. Oh, strange. Strange, strange, strange. Okay, so here it goes. Strange, strange, strange.
Yeah, let me just see if I can pull this up again.
Here it goes.
So, family tree, as we've been going through, let's see. Why is it not coming up? Oh, that's why. There we go. Let's present this again. Share screen. So yeah, we've been going through the Papyrus of Ani for the last few shows. We done plate 1 and 2, which was the Sun Hymn. The Sun Hymn to Ra. That was really good. We had Jonathan Owens on and Brother Asar M. Khan on for that one. Then the second one was the second plate, in the Papyrus of Ani, which was to do with the hymn to Osiris or Asar. And right now we've gone through basically the third plate of the Papyrus of Ani, which is the judgment scene. We didn't quite make it to the fourth scene right over here, which obviously, you know, Annie passed the test. You know, the Paut or the Neteru said, you know what? Council says, you know what? He bust case, you know. Ain't no sin found in him. He's all right. Everything is weighed out nicely. Don't give him over to Amut. So take him over to Asar. And then obviously the king right here, which is Heru or Haru, wearing the bull's tail, you know, because that's what the kings do, wear the bull's tail, the black bull's tail. Hey, I'm giving brother Reggie some ammunition right now.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, you know, he's giving him over to Asar. Let's just quickly see what it says right here. Just a quick ones. We have Asar Sesh Anui Sepshesi, or basically, this is the scribe, sorry, Asar, the scribe Ani, who is vindicated true of voice. As you can see here, he's been transformed into an Ach. Why do we know that? Because his clothes is not just white, it's a brilliant white with the sunrise color or complexion on his clothing, letting you know he's an Ach. He's got incense on his head top. He's been given, you know, a staff of power, which is Sechem. He's been taken over to the shrine of Asar. That lets us know he's going to be able to be buried and join in with Asar itself. We know we see Asar here, which is Asar, which is the Lord of Eternity. We see the four sons of Horus right here. We see Imseti, Happy, Duamateth, and Kebis Sunuf right there. And of course, the big man himself, Asar, with you know, the two women. I'll say he's two wives, but let me just say he's two women, because I don't know if Nebstet was his wife. We know Set was his wife. Um, yeah, and then let's see what we have over here. Let's quickly see words spoken by Asar Ani. He says. Jeez, all right, he's going in. This is a lot to go through right now, but yeah, um, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, this is a lot to go through. I don't even want to be going through all of this right now. So we got all of this right here. I hope you guys actually enjoyed the show and us breaking down the Medineta live for you. I know some of you guys are complaining that you know, it's not fluent though. Why is it not fluent? Um, Truth be told, right? I think some of us here most probably could read it fluent in the sense of going through it, right? Like just, you know, how can I put it? As we went through it, we could have just went through, said the words, but you guys wouldn't be understanding if we started speaking, you know, Jed. Where did we start over here? We said Jeduf and Asa, Sesh, Ani, Jeduf, Har, E, and Mot, Sepsen, Hati, Hati, and Heperu, Aha, Ra'i, Ma, again, etc., etc., etc. Like we could do that, but how is it actually going to be benefit anybody listening in? Because you guys don't read the Medunetta, and you guys wouldn't even understand. Most of us won't even understand the transliterated saying of it, full stop. So it's like we're not helping anybody by just reading it out like that. So the best thing for us to do is to actually go through it with you guys, read some of the transliteration, let you know, like break down certain things. Because some of us who are actually studying this may say, okay, why is it written in red? Okay, break that down for you guys to let you know that's a rubric, let you know this is the start of a sentence, let you know jedu right here means to speak or say words, and then this is spoken by, and then this is Asar. This is how we break it down so you can see it word for word that we are actually reading the Medunetta itself, than just simply hurtling through the text. So this is the reason why it takes so long. And of course, the syntax of the grammar itself is not, it's not like the English anyway. So we still have to go back and break it down some more. Yeah, was good.
Well,
Byron Israel Smith was good.
I think it's very much like English. That's the thing of decipherment and translation. These are the first rules of grammar that became Greek. When I was with the museum with Kalam, we found where the Greeks weren't even writing metanetic, but they could draw their asses off.
Hmm.
And we saw them putting in art words from the Medu, but they weren't reading it right. But it was there, whoever they got it from. So I think if I could share my screen, I'll give you one of these passages, and maybe we can translate this. Uh, we could translate this text right here. So let's just see. Okay, there we go. So Chris and Kalam, you can have the honors. Translate this live. This is what Cheikh Anta Diop was fighting for on the UNESCO conference. But he only used the glyph. He didn't use the whole line. If he would have used the whole line, then I think that would have settled everything. This is one of the most powerful uh, weapons that we have in continuing Cheikh Anta Diop's work. So what does it say?
Could you make it bigger?
Yeah. Oh, sure. I thought it was big. I'm trying to make it bigger. Okay.
So if I'll
Wait. Let me
start.
get it. Wait. Let me get it. Okay. So let me just get it a little small.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yep,
Chris.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Man,
So
Reggie,
once the,
you would put it up while I'm driving. I'm trying to I'm trying to look at it. Hold on a second. Yeah. Uh-oh.
this
Okay.
line right here solves the Cheikh Anta Diop debate. It kills Asar, Imhotep, and everybody else. It just murders them. Right. This line with Kemet right here. So I'll let you read it. I know what it says, but I'll let you read it.
So let's transliterate it first. So it looks like it says, so we have Hekwa and F,
Yeah,
Kemet. Yep.
Hekinah.
Yeah, but that word is hek. It's for ruler. It means he
Right,
rules. Right.
right.
Yep.
Hekinah, right? He rules. Uh-huh.
Then we have Kemetiu, or hold on a second.
Hmm.
Kemetiu and F. Kemetiu ready in F.
RD, yeah, RD and F, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Diop argued that this was Kemet, right? He argued that it was Kemet, not necessarily Kemet to you. He argued that this was Kemet.
Hmm.
He said that this is a collective noun. He didn't
Right.
argue that
Egyptians.
it was Kemet to you. Huh?
Yeah, Egyptians. He ruled the Egyptians. The first part of that, you got the verb, you got you got the subject and the object
Wait,
here.
wait, 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 wait. You're right. We can't do Egyptians. We can't do
Yeah,
Egypt.
yeah, yeah. We
And
got we
No,
got
no.
to say he is the ruler of the black people,
that's what
Yeah,
Diop
no,
or
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it means
or
black
the
people.
black
I don't.
collective.
Yeah,
right?
or the yeah. I don't know. I don't know about black. Okay, yeah. I don't know about black people though, but
Why don't you?
it just. I'm trying to see how would it fit. So, well, I'm trying to read the rest of it. And F. Then he gave.
He gave RD and F, right? He gave
And then
the
that glyph right
Deseret,
there,
the
The
Deseret,
Deseret. Hmm.
Deseret, and then Ma, is
Within
it Ma
Abu
Mahuef?
Abu.
Mabuef?
M Ab, right? F. So that's basically the horns. He put them on his horns. He put them on his horns. You see the horns right here?
Yeah.
So his horns. He put it on his horns, right? So he's a cattle. He's a black cattle. His horns. If he's not putting it on his horns, in this context, he's a black cattle. So that's what. That's why you say you. That's why I'm giving. That's why I'm saying this. This is the case. He rules, right? Kemet, right? Meaning this
He's
concept
heard.
of the black, right? The Kemet is the black. Can't say Egyptians. No, you can't do that. And then he says,
Can we say the herd? Can we say the
huh?
herd? Can we
Yes, we
say
can
the
say the
herd? The
herd.
cattle, like the herd.
Right. We could say the black human herd. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. And then the Deseret, right? The Deseret is a group of or inhabitants inside in wherever they are in the Deseret, right? And he
Yeah.
puts them right on his horns. So here the king is a cattle. And he has horns, and he puts them on his horns. So we see the anthropomorphic. You see how brilliant this is?
Mhm.
Yeah, I have no problem with the last part though, but it's just that the reason why I'm fighting with the term black people right there is because the word Kemet there is an object, right, of that verb. Is acting as an object. He gave those people, right?
Right. But who
So
are those people?
the inhabitants of that land of ancient Kemet.
Where does it say inhabitants?
Well, no, well, the term there, you got people. We got two people glyphs there. So whatever it is pertaining to people.
But those
But
people pertain to Kemet.
yes, exactly. Those people pertain to Kemet. Exactly.
Right. So what is Kemet?
See, the thing is this: the are we translating this as Kemet to you or just as Kemet?
That's the dilemma. So when that's the whole point of what I'm saying about the UNESCO. And I forgot you went to a Jawa school, so I don't like Ujawa's thinking on this. But Ujawa never argued it with the glyph itself. So I can pull up a whole bunch of articles um, and show that at first Kemet, before Kemet was the name of the whole land, it was really just a black town. So
Right.
you're just trying to say what you're trying to do, Chris, is trying to say you're just leaving out the word black. You want to make Kemet. You don't want to have no association with the Kim glyph, but so you want to take you so you don't want to you want to avoid the fact that it's Kemet and make it Egyptians. You
Right.
don't
No, no,
want
no.
to
Yeah, I'm not trying to
with the people.
avoid black. Yeah, no, no. I'm not trying to avoid black at all.
Okay,
Like not at
so
all. Not at all.
he ruled the black, right? He ruled the black. Now, if I show you Kemet with the cattle glyph, you would immediately say black cattle. But if I show it to you, so this version of Kemet, if I go show you Kemet with the black cattle, then what would you say? Why would if it meant black cattle, why wouldn't it mean black people?
Yeah, no, no. I wouldn't have a problem with it meaning black cattle because I would look at a picture and then I would see that maybe early on and during the Middle Kingdom they used it for black cattle exclusively, and then maybe later on the term becomes generic for just cattle, right? So the same way with the word Kim. I've seen the word Kim used to describe Pepi and others,
Right.
right? But I've never seen a term used in a general context to describe Egyptians as being black. I was arguing one time that I've only seen the word Kim used to describe a person how they look when talking about royalty. Now
Yes.
doesn't mean doesn't mean that they were black as in skin. I wouldn't have a problem with that either. But my point is, why wouldn't they use it? Like for example, when I look at texts from Medina Habu, right? When I look at some of the Ostraca, I never see them use the word Kim to describe inhabitants of that village or an area. I've only seen it used to describe the appearance of Pepi and and royalty. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was saying that the word Kim here probably has some higher meaning, in relation to
Well,
rank or
I
order.
don't disagree. See, that's why I like talking to people like you, right? It's my pleasure to talk to people like you, right? Because at least you deal with the circumstances. You've seen Pepe as having face to face, that whole thing face to face falls on face, right? And
Right.
Pepe is black, right? So I agree with you. I agree with you, and I wrote an article. I don't know if you ever read my journal article on Kemet, right? Have you read it?
No, I haven't read it.
It's called Syncretism, a means and method of accurately translating uh, Kemet, Kemet to you and Kim. It's in the Journal of Pan African Studies. I was accepted. I wrote a 25-page paper. It's cited, etc. I argue that it means that it means it's the lineage thing, that the rulership is the totem, right? Which is the black herd. So
Right.
that means the those people who they rule over, right? Or that they're the progenitor of the black herd, but they identify themselves as black. So, for example, Winnis, he says that he is the Psi Kem Sa Sit Kemet. He's the Psi Kem Sa Sit Kemet. He's the black ram born of the black sheep. So Winnis
Mhm.
identifies himself as the black ram born of the black sheep. That can, of course, be totemism, where we identify with sacred animals, but we create
Right.
those sacred animals that we identify with, right? So they're just not the black.
Mhm.
We're not identifying with black cattle if we weren't connected. If we weren't Kim, we weren't. We're not doing that. Otherwise, we say hedge, or we say lodge, or we say desert, right? In this. So anyway, I'm not here to argue with you. We're here to but this is the perfect conversation by saying that he's putting the people of the desert on his horns. Now we know that he's in his black bull, or he's in his bull deified self. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, yeah. He's putting the desert on his on his horns, or and so what
Right.
would
So
horns
who does
mean
a
here
man
though?
have? Huh?
Is it literal horn like this word? I'm trying to look at it. Maba F or Mabhu F. Does it with the Papyus roll? Does it mean just horn, or does it pertain to rulership or something?
Right, but why, if it pertains to rulership and its horns, and we're talking about people 4,500 years ago, 4,000, that means that he's identifying himself in his sacred self with horns.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right, because in African cultures, the horns typically is a symbol of chieftain or rulership. Right. Or the bull again. Exactly.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna stop. I so enjoy talking, but this um paragraph of this sentence of glyphs helps us a lot to understand that these people, and we can have this argument about, are they referring to black inhabitants, right? We can continue to have that, but when you show primaries, then we can have a further discussion. And the beautiful thing is, I only showed you one.
Yeah, because Reggie, I was just getting ready to say, right, can we just get this text period and just kind of go through it and look at, how this fits, also in context with what's being, said about, the Kemetu and this desert and the rulership.
Well, like I said, maybe in time I can give it to Kalam, because I respect. It's just my research, right?
Okay.
And Chris, I respect you so much, right? But for the masses who don't support, who don't care about people going and research, who wants things for free, excuse me, Kalam, don't look up, don't look up, Kalam, right? So somebody can steal my research, don't give me credit, and then no, no. So I'm very giving person, but if I have to spend hours and hours looking, nah, I ain't doing it. Stop sharing my screen. Go find it and make fake arguments, and then when we debate, and when we
Hello? Hello?
Reggie's jumped out. What's good?
Reggie, hello? Kalam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh, sugar, we got brother Smash Rock up in the building. What's good?
Peace, what up? I just
Oh,
was saying,
man.
Drop in.
I know y'all was doing this for a long time and probably almost done, but I just was in front of my daughter's school. I seen that text Reggie pulled up and I wanted to chime in on it, but did you take it down, Reggie?
Reggie, where's Reggie? Reggie, you there? I don't know. He's just cut out, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, what's up with
But
y'all?
I could bring it back up though. Let me bring it back up.
So what did Reggie say about this text?
Tab, where are we? Can you see it?
Yep, let me see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reggie back.
What's up, Reggie? Reggie.
Reggie, you're muted.
so Smash, I said this is the text that Diop should have had, that he would have won the whole debate on in UNESCO on Kemet. So what he did was he used only the Kemet portion, but if he used this whole text, it would have been an easy win. So you can read it.
All right. So it says something about, I mean, I can read the meta nature, but I'm trying to, I mean, I kind of want to know more about this text, but I'll read it. It simply says a ka nf kemet ra nf sa. No, that looks like a sa, but that's a wa, huh? After that nf,
Okay,
that's a wa.
RD, it's RDNF.
So yeah. Wait, so I said ra nf. You said that's a erdi.
Yeah, that's
That's
RDNF.
Reggie.
He gives.
The verb
Yes.
Reggie.
Oh, that's fine. That's cool. Ready nf, and then we got a y after that, right? And then a ret.
No, it's Deseret.
That's correct.
What you see? Oh, that's Jesheret.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
let's
hand.
stop.
That's
Let's
the hand
stop.
above
Let's
the.
stop. Hold on. Look, right after the F, that's not a harpoon.
No, this is
No.
the hand.
Oh, that's just a weird written hand. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see how that could be a hand. For me, just looking at the car, it looked like a harpoon. So if that was a hand, I would read that as a. But Desheret, a Desheret. Okay. Oh,
And then
this is killing them, then, huh?
well,
Wait,
I mean, I'm arguing with. I'm not arguing with Chris. We having discussion, but go ahead. I want to hear you.
but then I just see Desheret M. What we got? Abu.
Yeah,
Abu F.
with the horns. Ab is
Yep.
horns, and then F.
So F, yep. And so basically, again, we got the ruler of the black land giving what I don't know, how would you read that?
Yeah,
Ruler of the black. He is the I mean ruler of the he is the ruler of the black land, right? Or how you gonna say that?
well, Chris, how do you say it?
I would translate it as he has ruled the black land. To use smash word, he has ruled the black land, and he has given or placed the red land with of his horns or something.
On his horns.
Of his on his horns. Yeah. Yep.
So this is the original. This is a transliterated line because the text was really in hieratic. So it's a transliterated line of Kemet with the people glyph. So the issue is, does it mean black people, right? Does it mean black people? Does it mean Egyptian? But the thing that kills this Smash is that the fact is that we know it's about a black cattle because he's putting the Deseret on his horns.
But we all messed this up. We all really messed this up. Because where does it say anything about land here?
I didn't say. I don't.
I can tell you how it infers land.
Pardon me?
You hear me? Hello?
Yeah,
Yo,
we
yo,
can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
You went in
we
and
can hear
out.
you.
You was going in and out. You
Yeah.
said what? It infers land?
Okay. Yeah, I can say how it infers land.
I know how it infers it
Because the word,
or implies it, but only in the gesturette does it actually say it with that land determinative. You see what I mean?
right.
Correct. But here it doesn't. It
That's what I was
says,
going to say, Smash.
it said, so I'm saying that the black people is like the king who have horns. So the black people are like the black cattle and they have horns, right? So in this case, this Kemet is the same as black cattle or black herd. The black herd. He rules the black herd, right? And already,
But are you ever Haka, a people? You're always Haka, a place, huh?
Yeah.
Think about it. Haka Kasu is ruler of a location. Haka Retnu is also that. And so I'm just thinking, I never heard of a Haka over and then to say a people after it. But I could be wrong.
okay. Well, this is what
That's
we
pretty much
do. We
that's
have the
kinda how I
variation.
understand Hector used.
Okay, but in this case, why it kills it is because then we have to deal with this. Well, he's ruling. He is ruling. All right. Let's say it's the place. He's ruling the place, right? What you say, right? But the king has horns, so he's putting the Deseret on his horns. Now deal with that.
Right, he's putting the desert under his rulership or under his control,
Horn.
like the same way the same way a herdsman stands over and looks over his flock, looks over his cows.
Right. But
You know what? It could be read different. I'm just looking at it, reading it different, because it does say, it says ruler or rulership, you know what I'm saying? The rule to him, right? And is this the beginning of the line? Like it says
no,
rulership.
I'm hiding my hand. I'm hiding my source.
See, I can see it say something else. So it say Haka to him, like was this rulership given to him? Because the next stuff is given to him. And who gives it? This is the question. That Erdi NF, or I read it as Ra
Okay.
NF. Now is that
I'm gonna give you another line. So I'm gonna give you another line, right? See, this is my secret sauce that I have the primaries of 3 versions of Kemet with the people glyphs, and people don't have it. So I'm gonna give you the other line.
But it may be that those people was giving them that rule over the red land. I mean, I know I'm doing a whack interpretation, but it kind of read like that in a way. Like he ruled over the people and the people gave to him.
Well,
because they are giving something, right?
Yeah, because I have all the lines. I have all the lines for this text. I know that they're dealing with people, so I'm smiling, Smash, because
Let me ask y'all a question though. Who's doing the giving after the Kemetic glyph? Where it says Erdi NF given to him or whatever?
The ruler.
He's the ruler. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, he's the ruler. Yep.
So it says in the first part the rule was given to him, correct?
No, he rules. He rules.
Right. The first part is a verbal form that says that he gave, or not he gave. He rules. He has ruled over.
I'll give you the next one.
I'm just reading NF as to him, so that's where I'm messing up.
Yes. NF F is the subject here, and the N is an infix that denotes past tense.
Okay,
so he ruled.
Okay, so it's not like to him, it's he ruled. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Well, I'm gonna give you the next text. I'm not the next. I'm gonna give you another of the lines, right? Because I know that they're talking about people because I have I have it, right? So I'm hiding my hand because it's my research. Is that all right?
Yeah, but look, see, we almost finished
Show it,
reading.
Reggie. Show it. Show it.
Wait, don't go to the
Hell
next one
no.
yet. Don't go to the next one yet, because look, it say he ruled the Kemet to you. Now,
Right.
now let me hear what did he do after that.
Oh well, no, I ain't showing it to you, but I'm gonna show you
No,
something.
it's on the screen right now.
No,
It
no,
says,
smash me is the line that's on the screen.
yeah, RDF, that RDNF.
And he
Now,
gives.
is it taking the same tense as the first one, past tense, to say in the NF is not saying to him?
Yeah, it's not to him. Yeah, and he gave or he appointed. Yes,
Right, he
or
gave.
he
He
put.
gave, so see, he's given or appointed Jeshurun to what? To the cow horns? Why did he rule Kemet and give Jeshurun to the cow horns? But you can show us the other thing.
Okay, so I'll give
I
you.
didn't
I'll
even
give
know
you.
y'all can see me. I'm tripping, man. Let me turn off
No,
my
we can
camera.
see you. I can see you. So now I'm gonna give you another part of it, right? I'm gonna give you another part of it. So all DF had to do was argue. All DF had to do was argue this. So where's the Did it come up? Kalam, did you put it up?
Oh, hold
There
on,
you
hold
go.
on, hold on, hold on. Why didn't you make all the emphasis of the last before you went to the next one? Because I just had to figure out the emphasis. One emphasis I just figured out is that can't say Egyptians because the black land and the red land both comprise Egypt.
Correct, right? Correct. So okay. So here's another line.
And we have NF commit to you. Remember, I'm driving it to y'all, so I'm trying to do.
Oh, I can read it.
I'm
You
doing
want? I can read it. Oh, you say the Sanak NF. So now, if it's taking the same tense that he's talking about, this is the verb tense, saying that he gave life to the
Yeah.
Kemet to you. So
Yeah.
he gave life to Kemet to you, and then I see a Kes. Do I see Kes after that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You see. Yes.
I do know a Kes word, but it's not. I'm not in front of a dictionary.
It's cast RD and F, right?
Yeah, I'll say, oh, I can keep reading, but I was trying to figure out the Kes. So I see Kes, RDNF, Shin, Shinu, or would you say just Shin, or Wa for that, with that little
Yeah. It means
symbol.
afflictions. It means
So when he
affliction.
say, how do you say it? Wa, Shin,
Shin. Yeah. Shin.
something that ends with an
No,
N, right? I see.
that bird is a determinant.
No, we're not talking about the bird. We talk
That
about
bird is a determinant for the word Chindu.
we were talking about the flax seed right there.
Yeah.
So that is Sinu then, right?
Yeah.
I mean that little flax after
Yeah. That's
after
yeah.
NF.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes. So
Sinu.
that's
So
the
we're
word
right.
for affliction.
So it's Sinu. So we're not gonna read that at the end. So we just read the S.
Sooner where? So that means that's a bad
You
thing.
gonna
So
read
that's
the
just
where? You gonna read the where?
no, because it's a determinative.
Yeah. So but they put an S behind it, like that's the final word. S.
Yeah. So cause
Yeah,
affliction.
that's an independent pronoun. That's C. And
So you supposed to
put
say.
affliction on it.
I thought you were supposed to say Sinu S here, not Sinu word S, because they're describing the Sinu as being a negative state with the determinative.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, but the S is a dependent pronoun.
Yeah, so it's Sinu S.
Yep. Sindu S.
yeah.
And he put
Right.
So what is,
affliction
now let's go back and see
on
what it means. Now let's go back to the beginning and see what it means. It looks like to get. He gave life to the Kemet to you. Who knows this Kes word? If that does say Kes, it could say that could be a Ra circle, but I think that's a KH circle.
It's so we can look it up on your show. I'm putting this up, but I'm showing now they're not talking about land. So that's why I laughed when I heard land, right? Because now it's back to the people. Right? And he
Yeah,
repeats
and that's fine though. But I don't. And I agree with you. Commit to it is talking about people, but isn't it talking about people who inhabit an area?
no, because if you inhabit, okay, so the problem is Diop argued that this was Kemet, the collective noun for black people.
Right.
We're asking, is this a form of Kemet to you, inhabitants of the land? But
Right.
So,
It's definitely Kemet to you, and that's actually what Diop argued, that it was Kemet to you. Remember?
no, he said Kemet is the Negroes.
Yeah, but you got to remember, they came up with the conclusion that the two people and the 3 strokes is the same as the TU bird.
In the Diop thing?
Well, if that might have been extra Diop, but I thought Diop them made that up. That might have been after them though. But basically, it is concluded that that's a TU. I mean, you should
but
say
the problem
TU.
is okay. So whether it's the inhabitants of the Black Land, right? But there's no Nuit.
No, I'm not
right?
saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm with you with that. I was just simply saying whether it's Kemet or Kemet to you. But yeah, I don't think that.
You're
I
right.
don't think that represent Egypt because it showed that the Red Land was separate from it, but the Red Land is actually part of Egypt.
Yeah, it is. So I showed 2. I got one more. I'm not going to show it, but I'm saying that if Diop would have shown these versions, it would have been easier for him to make the arguments. But what he did was he just showed Kemet and argued that without the text. If he would have argued it with the grammar, he would have had a better argument.
Well, opponent of this will say, well, it just says he gives life to Egyptians, or he ruled over Egyptians. How would you counter the argument?
Yeah, but that would be fine, but there ain't no word Egyptian, so you need a better word. Egypt didn't exist. That's a Greek word. So you have to use the language of the people. Otherwise, you're giving away the African agency.
Yeah, that's true. So he ruled over. Well, how come that's not the complete people? You know I'm making you mad with that dumbass question. But
No, it's fine. It's fine. But complete doesn't bother me because even if it was the complete people or the perfect people, right, or the full people, right, as the source says, right, it doesn't make me mad because it's still related to the cattle, still related to the cattle count. The word Kemet completion is largely a Middle Egyptian word, but it does have something to do with completion of account or the full accounting of the black cattle. So I don't have a problem with that, and it's just arguments. I'm not fighting anybody over here. It's just that I'm saying that Diop, this would have been a better example instead of looking at the one word when we have the context.
Right.
That's
True.
all I'm saying.
No, that's a very good find. I'm sure you're not going to tell us what text this is.
Hell no. Hey, Smash, you know you
Is that the Calhoun? Is that the Calhoun Papyrus?
It could be.
But you know what? Yeah, real quickly, I've got some issues with the translation or the transliteration. So I just want to know if you lot can correct me quickly, right? So the first line, I'm reading the first line, right? Heka, Nef, Kemetu. Why do you say ready instead of it being Ra?
Right. Because
It's RD. It's not Ra.
I said
RD.
Ra for, hold on. Oh, go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead, Reggie.
Okay, so if it was Ra, the sun, it would have a determinative, right? If it was the other Ra, it still would have it would still have a determinative. So you have to take the text in the context of the time period. And we just read the Book of the Dead, and they use RD. They use RD there too. So this is just a variation. It's not Ra. It won't make no sense. He ruled the Medu Ra in F.
We contend. But
See,
Reggie,
I'm reading it as he rules. He rules, for example, the Kemetu to the end or to the limit of the Red Land, which he united. That's the way I
Where's united?
The Ab. where
do you
you've
get
got
the limit
horn,
from?
It's not an ab.
the RA. Let me just show you. So I want to be corrected. I want to be corrected because obviously I'm seeing something. I'm like, huh? So
Well,
you
I
lot can
read
just
it.
correct
Can
me.
y'all hear? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
I read it as Ra initially Kalam, but I accepted the correction because I know of an abbreviation that rocks that way. Now, here's the thing: the abbreviation should have a conical bread loaf in his hand, though. You see
Yeah.
Erdi right under it. So you can see the Erdi right under your definition that we're using, Kalam.
Yeah, but in hieratic though, you can write the verb ready with just a hand without the bread loaf.
That's
Okay,
correct.
and this comes.
So I'm saying though, why do we not read it as? Why are we certain that it is ready instead of to the limit or to the end of something?
Well,
Because
to the
to me,
limit would be chair.
no, because right here
Right?
we've got it here inside of the Vigus, right here, right? We've got the
Yeah.
RA, and it says here the meaning, a noun, which is limit or end of something. So to me, when I read Reggie's one, it says here, he ruled for me the Kemetu to the limit of the Red Land
Okay, but
But
go
that's
back to
or the
where.
desert.
wrong grammar, though. That's the wrong grammar, though. That ain't how it would be stated, right?
Right. Go
Right,
back to what the
because
line is. Go back to your
because
line.
because it has an infix and a suffix pronoun right there. So if you have a subject, you got to have a verb somewhere.
Oh boy,
No, look.
that was a lot of work. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. Hold on.
Right. So in this case, so Ra wouldn't fit. Like he Ra gave, right? That wouldn't make sense because
But he's saying that
Ra
means
is
limit.
already.
He's saying that means limits. So he's saying he ruled the Kemetic to the limits, but it says NF. So he can't say in his limits. Wait, he
Well,
ruled
here's another
Kemetic.
thing. That's not a traditional way that they would say limit. And if we're familiar
Right.
with the way that they talk about limits, it would probably be another term. Was it a jer or something like
Air chair.
or tear or jer? Yeah. And so that's another thing to consider.
Because I'm saying, right, if we read it like he ruled the Kemetu, yeah, to the end of his red land or to the end of the desert, which he united.
Where's united?
The ab is can be unite.
Show
Yeah,
me that.
hold on, wait. But the determinative is a horn. So when you see ab with a horn, it literally means horn.
Right.
No, it doesn't. It will literally mean horn if it has the determinative, but we have a
It
second
does.
determinative.
See
No,
it?
because it has a second determinative, which is the conceptualization, the papyrus read.
Yes, very true. But remember, some words can have two determinatives. The determinatives aren't just limited to just one. Right. So, for example, in late Egyptian, you have a word that'll have four determinatives behind it. So you can't go by just the one determinative.
So let me.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, let me show you what.
Okay, that's fine, Kalam. So good. That's why we're on your show. So but then we can go the whole point of okay, you have a problem with that translation. Got it.
Transliteration. Yeah.
There's the second line. The second line, because we're talking about several things. One is it the black land or the black people or the black inhabitants, right? That's the argument that we're looking at, right? So your argument on translation doesn't hurt or help any of those issues. The second translation, now we're getting back to Kemet, inhabitants, black land, black people, right? And we have translations from all of our scholars, all of our on this channel, right? To make these determinations, so we could focus on whether or not they're talking about people. Now I have the rest of the text. Aha, I have the rest of the text, so I know. I'm just saying that when we do one line, one line, I mean, sorry, one glyph, right? Um, we making big mistakes because we're reading out of context. Now we got to read the whole thing in context.
Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What does this text prove? Like, how is this text better than the others?
What text prove? The fact is that this is one of only 4 lines in the history of Kemet with the A1, B1, I mean, sorry, yeah, with the glyphs, the people glyphs in Kemet. I'm showing you where it exists. I'm giving you uh, a translated, a translated from the hieratic. I can show it to you in the hieratic. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
do
we can
that.
do that.
You said what?
I said, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I think I can show you one. I think I can show you. I think I can show you. Let me stop sharing the screen. I think I can show you one in
Yeah,
hieratic.
but Reggie, I was trying to clear up something. Because
Yeah.
Kalam had mentioned about the word ab. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the hieratic would be the same. Yeah, it'd be the same thing in hieratic. So let's look at that.
What was you going to say about the ab?
Yeah, no, I was going to say if we look at the sentence where it says ready NF, then it says Desheret M ab, right? If you just follow the verbal construction of a Middle Egyptian sentence, right? You got the verb, right, and you got the subject of the verb, and then you have an object, and then you have a prepositional phrase, and then after the preposition will come a noun. You normally don't see verbs following prepositions. So under his rulership or under his, I guess horn is kind of weird to hear the word horn, but that next word couldn't be a verb. Well, I guess it couldn't be a verb in terms of, you said it meant what again? The term that you were trying to fit in?
I'm saying the one I found for it was to unite.
Yes.
But it still wasn't how can I put it? It still wasn't complete because there wasn't the papyrus thing at the end.
Right, but what we do know is that
that's the
after that
closest thing I said I
preposition,
found.
okay. Yeah, so that's why when I first saw it, I said under his rulership or under his authority, putting them together, uniting them, which would be the death of land and the Kemetic. So yeah, I was just trying to just say that. That's all. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other one. All right, so I'm gonna blow this up. So
Why you got stuff blacked out, Reggie?
Say what?
Why you got stuff blacked out, man?
I'm not got anything blacked out. That's the hieratic.
No, I know that, but you got like just that one sliver. You know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead though. Go ahead.
Because I ain't giving it to. I just, so here goes crazy Asar with his Kemet. He wants to give this version of Kemet, right? So he goes Asar with his Kemet, and I'm like, why not? Why focus on that? Why don't we focus on this Kemet right here? Here's Kemet in hieratic with the 2 people glyphs. Ha ha. And here is the rendering from hieratic into the metanetra. Ha ha. So I'm not doing this Asar Imhotep. I'm doing this. Here goes the whole word right here. This is the whole thing in hieratic. Ha ha. And I checked it with.
Hold on. Here's the question I want to ask about that. Can you show? Oh, well, you got it on the screen. I gotta wait till I'm stopped driving. But have you familiarized yourself with how the people glyphs look in hieratic? That part
here.
that says,
Here, right here.
Okay, I'm gonna look in a minute once I park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People glyphs.
She's man, woman,
Ha ha.
and then a ligature.
So if Diop would have argued this with the hieratic, right, then I think that it would have been more useful in UNESCO. But in the Saw Imhotep method, he's gonna do cartoon characters, but he ain't gonna do primaries. Haha. Brother Reggie, a hater? No, I'm a corrector. Hope this was good for you, Chris.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I love it.
Hope you enjoyed it. You get to see the hieratic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You get to see the hieratic and you get to see the rendering, huh? So I don't have to lie, huh?
Yep. But like Smash said earlier, though, I think we really should, if we can, dedicate some time to see, we got one sentence, we got two sentences. Okay, so now let's look at the whole text, or at least let's look at a big chunk of the text, where we can,
Well, what's this for? Since UNESCO to 2023 and somewhere in October, you didn't even get close to it. You didn't even smell it till today.
Yeah, I've seen it in pieces, but yeah.
How can I say what? Huh?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They didn't smell it. The community didn't smell it until today. So now, so fine. So I gave two sentences. I could give more. And listen, I listen, Chris. I respect you, man, and Smash, man, and Kalam. Yeah, I respect the work, right? But I'm like, it took me a while to figure this out, right? So with this beautiful hieratic, we could it helps us with hieratic. It helps us see terms in hieratic. But then you got a kooky dude who says that it's not deciphered and hieratic is the real. But if it's not deciphered, then all this is gobbledygook, right? Why are we even arguing with it, huh?
Yeah.
And he wants to debate me. Goodness gracious. I mean, these young people with their egos, they think they are so smart. But I have, in this case, don't use the word Kemet because I have the hieratic for Kemet and you couldn't even read it. Who could render this? Who could render this Kemet without comparing it to the Medu Nature? Who could render this as Kemet? Who could do that?
I mean, I've been reading hieratic for a little while. I mean, I probably would have to stare at it for a couple of minutes, but yeah.
Right. So I don't disagree with you, but that's because you've been studying hieratic. But you're not going to get up there and say without training that you're just going to look at this and render this as Kemet. Not going to do it.
Not right away.
If you're familiar with this, you see the people glyphs, right? Mm-hmm. You see the people glyphs, but the problem is the plural right here. This is the plural right here. So it's the man, the woman. This is the plural. Getting Kim out of here with old papyrus.
I mean, it's a public park.
It's problematic. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and get dressed and go get lunch.
All right, that's cool.
I'll keep it up for Smash, or y'all can play it back. But...
Oh, my bad. I didn't know I was off mute.
No, it's fine. But as long as Chris comes on your show, Kalam, and he gets a gift, he gets to see two versions of Kemet with the people glyphs and two things that he was able to translate. And if Chris or Smash or Kalam was with Diafala Benga and Dr. Diop, we would be in a great situation.
Yeah, well, like I said.
So with that said, I think I'm gonna go. Peace.
100 family. It's been an amazing show, very informative. We've had like all the brothers jumping in. We've broken down the Medu Nature for the Papyrus of Ani, the Judgement scene, and then we've also gone into the infamous Kemet glyph. whether Kemet or Kemetu or Kemetiu means black people, black inhabitants, black land. Listen, there's so much going on, family. Let me know if you enjoyed the show. Let me know if you want to see more shows like this. And of course, you already know, man. Hit the share button and hit up the like button, and just keep on tuning in. Tomorrow we've got another big show, so tune in for that. Smash. If you got any final words, let them know. But we're about to sign out now. Family, we're out of here. Peace.